Hi there, student ministry leaders. Thanks for taking a few minutes to listen and watch this video. We're a month into this summer switch, and there's been so many great benefits to it to this point. So many, in fact, that we are really considering and praying as a staff. In fact, we feel God leading us. We're pretty sure this is how God is leading us to not switch back to the regular boiling point in August. And here's why. Here's what we'd like to do. So far, what we've seen as the benefits is that the children's ministry has the ability to, instead of being all packed into G&H, have the chapel and really have the flexibility in it to grow, to do some creative things, and really use that space effectively. So it's really so far has been a win for children's ministry, and we don't want to take that away. Secondly, our middle school students, we are reaching more middle school students in our summer, or in this summer Sunday morning life group program, than we ever have during the school year with our Wednesday night program. So for some reason, Sunday morning is working with our middle school students, and it's really remarkable, even with as much in and out as there is in the summer. To actually have more involved then than we do in the school year is telling us that this is maybe more effective for middle schoolers to have their own thing on Sunday morning. We have 57 high school students that are serving in various ministries, and that's certainly not all of them, but that's more than we've ever seen before involved in service. The big challenge right now is that there are some high school students that don't really have anything to do if they're not willing to serve or not able to serve. So what we'd like to do is, if we keeping this ministry model, add a Sunday morning element at 9:30 and 11 for high school students to catch those new ones and catch those that aren't quite ready to serve. Our goal would still be for high school students, to worship 1 hour with their family in the main worship service as a whole church, and to serve the other hour. But those that aren't quite ready or are brand new would go into this class on Sunday mornings. I hate to call it a class. We'll come up with something more creative than that, as kind of a beginning point for a year or 2 years before they're being pushed out into service. We still will do our high school life groups, most of them on Sunday evening and a couple throughout the week, and do our main worship gathering for students on Wednesday night, like the Torrent. So hopefully that makes sense, moving our worship service to Wednesday night, doing life groups for middle schoolers on Sunday morning, adding something as kind of a feeder, a beginner, a new thing for high schoolers on Sunday morning at 9:30 and 11, and then continuing to have our life groups and dodgeball for high school students. So that's what we're thinking, and that's how we feel God leading us. And there's some reasons why. First of all, is just the win for children's ministry, the middle school growth, the fact that high schoolers are serving, and that families are getting to worship together. I think those are all huge, biblical, great things. I think also our high school students, maybe in our old way of doing things, grow up with kind of an artificial youth ministry version of church, that when they graduate, they have unrealistic expectations of what a local church is and does, and so they go off to college trying to find boiling point, and that most churches aren't built for that and probably shouldn't be. So they don't know how to interact with the older generations. They don't know how to sacrifice their preferences, and maybe while it's effective at reaching students, maybe boiling point is a bit counterproductive in the long run. And so not to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but to go, maybe there's a better way to do this that actually is healthier for students and healthier for the church. So we want to get your feedback on this. That's number one. We really want to get your feedback and your take on this, because anytime we change things, there's an opportunity for Satan to get a foothold. There's an opportunity for miscommunication, misunderstanding, and frankly, some people may not like it. And so we want to get your feedback and be able to deal with those things on the front end then once we're kind of into this thing. So give us whatever feedback you have. Secondly, please be cheerleaders for this. We want to make sure that you understand it completely and can promote it with people and help them understand what's going on and help them to see the entire church and the benefit that this brings to the whole body at LifeSpring. And so we need your help with that. And then thirdly, we've obviously got a lot of different leadership opportunities and needs on Sunday morning. We've got a high school 9:30 class that needs to have its own team of leaders, a separate team for 11 o'clock high school, another team for 9:30 middle school, another team for 11 o'clock middle school. So we need a lot of teams that are willing to teach and lead those. And Pastor Steve would love to have Ryan and I more engaged in the main worship service, especially since students will be in there more. So the primary teachers for these Sunday morning groups can't be Ryan and I. We certainly will be involved. We'll certainly be part of the teaching rotation. But ultimately, we need some people to step up and be the leaders of those groups, to really take ownership of them. We'll provide the curriculum. We'll figure all that out. But it'll be, most of the time, it'll be a team of people just like yourself, or maybe you in particular, actually having to lead and take the role of teacher in each of these groups. So we need your help with that. We need to know what you're thinking. We need to know if that's something you can commit to, or if you know some people that might be willing to jump in on board with this. That's probably my biggest concern, is making sure that we have our Sunday morning staffed appropriately to be able to do what we need to do really well, because it's going to be really important. So anyway, give us your feedback on that. Let us know if you can buy into that and where you might be able to help us out. Okay? So thanks so much. Have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you.